Hey, what's going on, people? This next video is talking about the stereotypes.
Before I forget, go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel.
If you've been watching some of the videos, the last video I had, we were going on a top producer. We went on a top producers trip, and there was a hurricane. If you saw the other video, the sound quality wasn't that great. So this video, I was able to fix the sound quality. Now, of course, all of your customers are not going to be the same as talked about in this video. However, the large percentage of them are going to follow this pathway. So if you're interested, thinking about, or even in the final expense industry, and you want to know your customer base, to know what you're going to be dealing with. So this video is going to talk about that and get you prepared in the right mind frame to deal with your existing or new clientele. So take care, jump right in, enjoy this video.
This training will go through some of the foundational things that you need to know about final expense.
Let's jump right into this. Understanding the final expense business. It's important that you know exactly what it is that you're doing in this business. It's a business. It is not a hobby. It is not something that you play with. It's an actual business. So there's rules and there's exceptions. What you want to do is you always want to live by the rules. Because people who operate in the exceptions are always going to get hurt. These are the things that will happen in most cases. Live in the rules and not in exceptions, because you'll get hurt trying to live by the exceptions. So most of the clients that you're going to run into are going to be on SSI or disability. They're going to be on some kind of state income. And this is just most of the people that I run into. They're going to be, again, these are the rules. They're going to be in some kind of state income, state disability. Most times they're female. So in my case, doing this in over a decade, most of my clientele are female. And I'm not telling you this because I'm guessing. And they're single. A lot of times they're single, and they're the ones that make the decisions. Now, even if they've, have been married before, in most cases they're single. And they've held service jobs like home health aid, or they work for the state or customer service or in the education system. So people who usually work for the state, they're usually married. They may have been married before and they've been widowed. So what I find is people that work for the state, sometimes they're usually most times married. But again, I'm still talking to the female counterpart here. So they've held some kind of service job or a state employee or customer service or been in the educational system. And this again is what I've experienced. 65 years or older. That's a sweet spot. Not that you're not going to get 50, not that you're not going to get 40, but that sweet spot is 65 years or older. That's where you're going to run into people when you're making these sales. You can look at all of your numbers, and most times you're going to run to 65 or older. So they're very guarded. They are not quick to trust. They ain't going to trust you. They ain't going to trust your mama. They ain't going to trust your kid. They ain't going to trust nothing that you say. And once you understand your clientele, you're going to win in this, because you'll have more information about them than they have of you, about you. So some of them, if they have life insurance, they don't completely understand it. And if they do understand the industry, again, you will meet people who do understand life insurance. They understand what they have. That's fine. But you may run into people that don't. They rather you tell them nothing than to tell them no. Okay, so you don't want to jump into a situation and say, "Oh no, we can't do that," because a lot of times you get people to call, "I want $50,000." You know they can't afford $50,000 after you finish talking to them. Just say, "Well, you know what? Let's see what we can do. Let me just take a look at this and see how we can help you." Don't tell them no. They rather you tell them nothing, tell them no. So don't say no. Just kind of go through the next thing and take them through the process. Here's what I want to try to do. I want to try to walk you through this process and see what it is that we can do. Because what you're going to find out in the end is that most of them can't afford $50,000, $100,000, and they don't realize that they can't afford it because they don't completely understand insurance. Going back to the previous step. So you just want to make sure that you do that. Don't make no sudden moves. Just stay cool. You don't want to say, "Oh no, Miss Jenkins, no. Oh, hold on. Wait. You want to stay calm. You want to stay cool. You want to stay collected. I understand, Ms. Jenkins. I hear what you're saying. Here's what we're going to try to do. Well, Ms. Jenkins, I understand that's been your experience in the past. Let's see if we can make a change with that and do something different and try to get you to a different place. You want to stay cool. You want to stay calm. You don't want to do anything sudden moves, because as soon as you do that, boom, they're off. They're on something else, or they may hang up, or they may get nervous because you scared them. They may not communicate the way you do, or how you do. Don't try to make them you. I had an agent who said, "Well, I wouldn't do this, or I would do." They're not you, so you don't try to make them you. You communicate with them the way they communicate, and you break it down the way they will understand it. Don't try to make them you because they're not you. And a lot of times, this is what we try to do. Well, what I would do is this, and what I would do is no. Nobody cares. It doesn't matter what you do. What matters is what they do. What matters is what's important to them. Then now they may love the Lord, but they can cuss you out in the same breath. Listen, I don't care what their religious beliefs are, their spiritual beliefs. They could be Christian, they could be Jewish, they could be Buddhist. I don't care what they could be, Muslim. They may love the Lord, but you rub them the wrong way, they will cuss you out. And I'm here to tell you, they will cuss you straight out. So knowing that, you kind of know how to approach people, then you know what you're actually dealing with. Okay. So most of what they learned about life insurance, it came from somebody who doesn't know about life insurance. So most of what they learned about life insurance, they don't really know what term is. They don't know what whole life is. So don't assume that they know. They may think they know, but don't assume they know. Ask them, hey, do you understand the difference between term and whole life? See, the problem in America is it isn't so much what people don't know, it's what people think they know that just ain't so. That's a quote from Will Rogers. And people function out of these things that they don't know. It's a great quote, and it's true. So most of them are not ready to buy. They need to be sold. So with final expense, you got to sell it. It's something that you sell. It is a disruptive sale. Just like when Uber came, it disrupted the taxi cab industry, disrupted Airbnb, disrupted the hotel industry. This is a disruptive sale. You got to get right up in there, and sometimes you got to interrupt what they're doing. They got to be sold. It's not something they're going to buy. So they can be easily offended. You heard the expression, a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still, or the Bible talks about a man offended. Trying to change a man from offense is like trying to change a strong tower, take a strong city. I'm paraphrasing, but you understand what I mean. So once you offend them, it may be all bets may be off. You may lose that sale. Again, disagreeing with them, arguing with them, it doesn't matter. They act on emotion, not on logic. You may say, okay, it makes perfect sense financially. These things are logical. But if there are emotions involved, you got to ask them, hey, your son, your daughter, would they be able to take care of this? Would this be helpful for them? Not only will it be financially burning, but it's going to be emotional on them. So you got to use emotion, but you got to be careful that you're not trying to change their minds. You have to play to their emotions. You have to go to their emotion. What's the thing that's important to them? Find out what it was and then act on that. They're loyal. They're loyal. They don't want to talk to anyone but you. You'll run into that clientele. Once you build that loyalty up, they don't want to talk to anybody. They'll call you about car insurance, rental insurance, call you about all these other things. But once you got them and they're loyal, they'll be like, okay, I hear what you're saying, but I'm going to talk to my life insurance man, my life insurance woman. And they won't do anything with anybody else. And you're the only person they will act on. And they'll call you for advice about other things. They'll force you to make a decision, either be right or be rich. Blame anyone else but them, even if it means blame yourself. So they will say things like, they won't take the blame for it. Your money didn't come out of your account. Well, you got my card. Why didn't you take the money out? No one, they don't have any money in their account. Or I used to say when I would go out in the field and knock on the door and somebody wasn't home for their appointment, I come back the next day. I say, you know what? My fault. I missed our appointment. They'll never tell you, hey, I know I wasn't here. You know what I mean? They'll let you die on that sword or die on that hill, and they'll never take the blame for anything. So just know it's rather blame yourself. You either want to be right or you want to be rich. They'll hold you or the company to their word before they hold themselves. Okay, hence, you must be extremely organized. They will say the company didn't do X, Y, Z. And knowing it could have been them again, But they will come after you. They can make all the mistakes in the world, but you make one mistake, the company makes one mistake, they will hold them to that. So that's why you got to be extremely organized. Have a system in place that says, this is what we talked about last time, Ms. Jenkins. Here's where we are today. On this date, on September 13th, we had this conversation. All right. They usually don't remember their premium. They usually don't remember their draft date. They don't remember if they changed something without contacting you. Hence, you must be extremely organized. You have to be so organized because it'll save you a lot of time, energy, and grief. Because if you know, okay, this is what happened on this day, this is what happened on that day, and you spend time coordinating with them, updating them once they made a change. You may have made a change last month because you're dealing with so many people you don't remember. They believe if they're about to do something, it's done. You, you have to know how to record and reply to their response. So you come to them and say, "Hey, do you have a will?" Well, I was about to get that paperwork done. Well, see, that's a no, but in their mind, that's a yes. Because you asked them the question, do you have this or have you done this? Well, I was about to. In their mind, about to means done. For example, do you have a will? Yes. I had the paperwork and I was about to fill it out. Do you have life insurance? Yes. I was about to get started with AARP, right? They were about to. To them, it was done. All right. So let's understand this final expense industry even more. So tune into the next video. The next video is going to go through some very important things. I will see you on the next video. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.